Welcome back to the Deep Dive. Today we are looking at all things Donald Trump.
All things Trump.
As you know,
Yeah.
it's pretty,
A lot.
there's a lot going on.
A lot going
A
on.
lot going on with him. And we dug into a stack of news articles to bring you the need-to-know information on the 2024 campaign.
Okay.
Some insights into his family life and a lot more.
It's interesting, isn't it, how everything seems to be kind of interconnected?
Yeah.
You know, the
Yeah.
campaign, the family dynamics, even the attempted assassination.
Right.
It all paints a really complex picture of where things stand at the moment.
Absolutely. And we're kicking things off on the campaign trail,
Right.
where Trump's rhetoric has been, let's just say, colorful.
Uh-huh.
At a recent rally in New Jersey, he compared the Biden administration's immigration policies to Hannibal Lecter.
Okay, wow. That's
Yeah.
certainly a comparison.
Yep.
I mean, it's definitely attention grabbing. And while
Loud.
this kind of strong language might seem shocking, it's actually a tactic that Trump has used throughout his career to energize his base. Right.
And stir up really strong emotions.
And in a heated election like this, I mean, those emotions could be a powerful force.
They can be, yeah, absolutely. It could solidify support among his base.
Yeah.
It also runs the risk of alienating
Right.
moderate voters who are maybe still on the fence about things.
Still haven't made up their minds.
Exactly.
Now, speaking of strong opinions, let's talk about Trump's sons, Eric and Barron.
Okay.
They seem to be taking very different paths right now. Eric's right there on the campaign trail with his dad, echoing his criticisms and making headlines with his own controversial statements. He recently argued that spending on migrants is taking away from American needs like hurricane relief.
That's interesting because it really connects to one of the core themes
Right.
of Trump's campaign, this idea of America first. Prioritizing American citizens, so by framing this issue, this spending on migrants versus hurricane relief, American needs. It's a way to tap into people's concerns about, where is...
The government spending money, where should those resources be going? And then present a very clear solution. Prioritize Americans first.
Meanwhile, Barron is starting his education at NYU's Stern School of Business, navigating college life, with the added pressure of constant Secret Service protection.
I can't imagine.
But imagine trying to blend in with your classmates while being shadowed by a security detail.
Right. It's a stark contrast to his brother's life, and it really kind of highlights the unique challenges that children of high-profile figures face, especially in a politically charged climate like ours.
Yeah. And I mean, this level of security is unprecedented for a child of a former president attending college.
I would imagine so, yeah.
It makes you wonder how these two contrasting approaches, Eric being so vocal, politically engaged, and Barron focused on his education, how those will play out in public eye.
Yeah, I mean, it's possible that voters will perceive this as a strategic division of roles within the family, each appealing to a different segment of the population, Eric catering to.
Right. The politically active base and Barron representing a more traditional path, maybe appealing to those who value education, family values, that sort of thing.
And speaking of security concerns, this brings us to a very serious event.
Okay.
The attempted assassination of Trump. Back in July at a Pennsylvania rally.
Right.
Thankfully, he only sustained a minor injury to his ear.
Oh, good.
But this incident adds a whole other layer of complexity to the election.
Absolutely, because it brings to mind other, historical instances where violence against candidates has actually influenced elections.
Yeah, it was pretty terrifying. A 20-year-old named Thomas Matthew Crooks was apprehended at the scene. And the whole thing definitely had people on edge.
I bet.
Especially with the election against Kamala Harris heating up.
Right. I mean, events like this, regardless of their severity, they could have a real impact on voters. Research has actually suggested that voters may rally around a candidate who's perceived as a victim.
Yeah.
Particularly if the attack is seen as politically motivated.
It can also heighten security concerns, which could influence voting decisions just based on a sense of vulnerability or even fear.
And with current polls showing a tight race, any event like this could tip the scales.
Oh, for sure. Every statement, every news cycle, every event carries so much weight. In a close race like this one, it's going to be a nail-biter.
And as if that wasn't enough to keep things interesting.
Right.
There's also family drama unfolding. Trump's nephew, Fred Trump III, recently appeared on a TV show and made some serious allegations. He claims that Trump made insensitive comments about Fred's disabled son, William.
Wow. these types of allegations, especially involving family and such sensitive issues.
Right.
You know, like disability can be incredibly damaging to a public image. They raise questions about a person's character, their empathy, their personal values, all of which are, you know, under intense scrutiny during a campaign.
Okay, so we've covered a lot today.
Yeah.
Controversial campaign rhetoric, diverging paths for Trump's sons, the shadow of an assassination attempt, and even these deeply personal family allegations. With all these factors at play, what does it mean for Trump's chances?
Yeah, that's the big question, isn't it?
Yeah, it's impossible to say for sure. You know, it's a very complex equation with so many variables at play. How these events resonate with voters,
Right.
how the media portrays them, how Trump himself responds, all of that will play a role in shaping the narrative as we head towards November 5th.
It's going to be a wild ride, that's for sure.
It is.
And one question we want to leave you with is this. As you weigh all these factors, the rhetoric, the family dynamics, the specter of violence, how will you assess Trump's chances? What stands out to you as the most fun? Crucial element in this election. Let us know in the comments.
Thanks for listening, everybody.
See you next time on the